Hello, Edgewood ISD community. My name is Kayla Calderon-Lugo, and I am the Public Information Officer for Edgewood ISD. And today we are so happy to be starting our 2021 school year, academic year, or the second semester of the year, with our first conversation with our superintendent. Joining us today is our superintendent, Dr. Hernandez, who will be talking to us about some things that are going to be happening in the spring semester. Last time we met Dr. Hernandez was right before Christmas, and so much has happened since December. So let's go ahead and get the conversation started. First of all, welcoming everybody to a Happy New Year.
Yes, I do want to say thank you to everyone for coming back for semester 2, and welcome back to another great opportunity to start another academic year, or the second semester, with our students, our scholars at each one of our schools. So I hope each one of you had a very blessed and highly relaxing winter break. But now that we're back, let's get some information on some of the things that are going on here in Edgewood.
Right. So just briefly, we were talking about starting the second semester. We had a Facebook Live with our academic leaders where we just updated our families on some of the things that are taking place with our academics that took place during the intercession week, which was the first week in January. And so there was a lot that we discussed. Any additional information that you want to update our families on with regards to updates in academics?
So I think with academics, I think the thing we want to stress is that parents, I know we're in a pandemic right now, but the need to educate our children still is our number one priority. And so I think before we can do any of that, we want to make sure that you are communicating with our individual campuses, with our principals. Start with your teacher. If you're not getting enough help there, then also talk to your campus principal. But know that serving you academically starts with communicating with us. Let us serve you by having conversations with you. You can use everything from email, you can give us a phone call, of course, and then of course now we have things like Teams and Zoom and different things of that nature that we can actually talk to you face to face and get the things that you need.
Yes, and that's why, Dr. Hernandez, it's very important, families that are watching us right now, we want to make sure that we have your most updated information. So please make sure with your campuses that your telephone number, your address, your email address is updated, because that is where a lot of the communication that is sent to our families from our campuses, those are the areas that we use. So please make sure your information is updated. One of the other things that we were talking about is we've been having Discovery Nights this week. And so a lot of the innovation that we've been talking about happening in Edgewood ISD, that continues as well during the spring semester and going into next year.
It does. In fact, we are now entering our third year. Actually not entering, we're in the middle of our third year of this work. And just recently on Tuesday night at our regular board meeting this month, our Board of Trustees approved 2 partnerships with some of our campuses, specifically with the Las Palmas Leadership School for Girls and with the new Cisneros Elementary Leadership School for Boys. We are going to be partnering with TCIS, that's the Texas Council of Intercultural Studies, and they are going to be our partner in bringing in the International Baccalaureate Programming, or this is World Studies program to our 2 campuses that I just mentioned. And so there are many opportunities for you as a parent to explore what does that option mean for your child. Everything from what does the school look like, to actually listening from parents who initially may have had some reservations with the programming, but now have young ladies at the school and are really finding that it's a good quality, well-rounded education. And then of course you'll also get to hear from the actual partner, Texas Council of Intercultural Studies, and hear from them on their philosophy in educating children. So these are just one of the examples of what we're doing, but actually all of our schools will be going through these virtual evenings. So again, communicating with the school is important, with your principal, because there'll be information that'll be going out and you'll be able to attend virtually and actually get educated on what's happening in your school. So please join us at these events. I'm at these events too, and I usually will welcome you at the very beginning and then sit like you and learn as much as I can about the partnerships and the programming in our campuses.
And a lot of this information is posted on our campus website, on our district website. If you want to visit www.eisd.net, you can find information there on what the campuses are doing. You can visit the innovation page. That's where a lot of the information is shared. So you can always visit our website for more information. And as we're talking about this spring semester, as we're talking about innovation, one of the questions that we continue to get are safety protocols. in our campuses. And so we are really proud of the safety protocols we have in place for our students, for our staff who are attending every single day. And so I want to talk a little bit about that because there have been some updates since the last time that we've spoke. And so, of course, you know, the daily cleaning of our campuses, of our classroom, that takes place every day. We practice wearing our face masks, our social distancing, but now we've been able to offer all of our students and all of our staff the testing through community labs. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
I can. So again, at this month's regular board meeting, our board took action at the recommendation of the superintendent that we now ask that all of our employees and of course our students, with your permission, that we continue with our community lab testing, which in our district happens on Wednesdays. So this is just one piece of a comprehensive approach for us to mitigate the circumstances around COVID-19. And so we are continuing to test our students and staff. All staff must now take these exams. And then of course we added another layer to that now. So we just sent our first 100 teachers last night, to get their first round of vaccination. And so through different partnerships that our district has created with University Health and then of course other entities, we're looking to continue to vaccinate our teachers. One, so that our teachers are safe and that they can worry about one less thing when it comes to educating your child. But also it's another piece, as I mentioned, of a comprehensive approach and ensuring that our schools are the safest place that there can exist for our particular students in Edgewood. And so we're very proud of that, and we're going to continue to do that throughout the remainder of this, not just semester, but also into the summer, into the next school year, because obviously, and I can't get tired of saying this enough, safety remains our number one priority in Edgewood.
And with regards to safety and with regards to what we're offering our staff, what we're offering our students, there were also some very important resolutions that were voted on this week with our board, because one thing that our board also considers is the safety of the students and the staff in Edgewood ISD. And so two very important resolutions were voted on during this January board meeting, one of those being considering district personnel as frontline workers.
Absolutely.
And so having them now be priority to receive the vaccine.
And when we say district personnel, we mean everyone. And the easiest way to explain this is anybody who the work that they perform supports the overall running of our schools. So that includes everybody from our bus drivers to our secretaries to even our people in public relations, everybody that helps make our district the quality district that it is. And so I am very proud of our Board of Trustees, especially during this month, which is Board Appreciation Month, that they have taken a step to formalize a resolution that will go to not only our elected officials, but also to the governor of the state of Texas, Governor Abbott. And so that was our first resolution. I think the second resolution that the board took action on also was extending benefits for our employees with regards to, again, how we're relating to this pandemic, that Edgewood ISD, much like every other district and other countries, is trying to be supportive of its employees. So at this time, we've extended some leave in terms of the benefits of the leave that were originally authorized in the spring. And why do we do that? Because ensuring that our employees are coming to work in the best mindset also means that we are considering their needs and the needs of their family. And so again, the superintendent recommended that the board bring this resolution and vote on it, and the board did pass that resolution.
And we're happy to hear that. And one thing, we've been sharing this information with our staff, now we're sharing it with our community. So if there's any questions, you can always reach out to our district and we can help answer any questions you may have, or maybe you know a staff member who has some questions. Encourage them to give us a call, because that's what we're here for, to help answer some questions. And as we're talking about the pandemic, and as we're talking about this 2021 year that we've just launched, there's still a lot of unknowns. But for us as a district, for you, Dr. Hernandez, it's still students, making sure that we keep pushing our students, especially, for example, our seniors who will be graduating this year, right? We want them to still continue to have success, and we still focus on student outcomes.
And we do, and it's funny you talked about our seniors. So obviously we've learned a lot from this pandemic. I mean, obviously it's now last year actually, that we as a world got struck with this pandemic, and we've learned throughout our process that yes, first and foremost, students remain the same in terms of keeping them safe, in terms of educating them every day, in terms of leveraging additional opportunities for types of education. I mentioned earlier the International Baccalaureate programming, but also programming for our young ladies. Think about the time that we live in now. We just yesterday had our first female vice president in the district. So for a young lady that is sitting in one of our schools, this is a very exciting time to live in. for me as a superintendent and personally as a, I would say #girl dad, to now see a world where a woman has broken the ceiling. And I love that for me personally, for our girls in Edgewood, for my own child. And so again, parents, if you're not as excited, I hope you will consider getting excited, because honestly, we're living in some really great times, and 21 is going to allow us to continue to offer more opportunities for our kids. And then on the other end, graduation. So let's start talking about graduation, because June will get here before you know it. Based on the feedback you guys gave us last year, we're going to continue our graduation here in our stadium at Veterans Stadium. We had a beautiful and wonderful graduation last year. We had fireworks, and we're going to continue to do that. And so for those of you out there who have seniors, help us by making sure they get their classes passed, that they're ready to go graduation. Let's not leave it to the end. Let's start working on that now and get them ready so we can have a fantastic time in June. So 21 is exciting. And as a superintendent, I will continue to use this platform to keep you educated on what's coming, but help us by listening to these kinds of messages and supporting the work that we're doing.
Absolutely, and we will continue working with all of our students here in Edgewood ISD. Dr. Hernandez, I know you're very open to receiving feedback from our staff, from our community, so there's always those opportunities to communicate with your campus, to communicate with your principals, but they can also get in touch with you if they have any questions.
They can. So I have an app that is on our website, on my page. It's called Let's Talk with Dr. H, and I will set aside 3 appointments. Now, they are very early in the day, and I do that because obviously during the school day I try to be either on campuses or I have all sorts of other obligations and responsibilities that I must attend to. But if at any time you need to visit with me, please look up the app. You don't even have to talk to anyone to set up an appointment. You go in, you set your time, you get 15 minutes. I do ask you to be very concise, and when you come visit with me, please explain what it is that I can help you with, but understand that I may not be able to give you a resolution in that instance, but I will definitely look into it and get back to you. So again, Let's Talk with Dr. H is available for all our employees and our community members. Specifically, I'm saying parents. I do look at those appointments and make sure that I'm saving those appointments for our constituents.
So thank you very much for sharing that information, Dr. H. And as always, this is one of many more conversations that we will be having throughout the course of the year for the spring semester going into next year. So thank you everybody for joining us, and thank you for being a part of this conversation. And we definitely look forward to the next conversation that we will have with our superintendent. Thank you for your time, Dr. Hernandez, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you everybody, and everybody have a great day. Que pase buen día y que Dios les bendiga. God bless you.